All right, hello everybody, and welcome back to Abstraction Cup. We are back for yet another match in this very round 64 bracket. And despite it all, we still have so many matches that we gotta go through. This next one we got at 15 UTC, right? This very hour is gonna be between none other than No Idea and the 2slimey exams. Both of these teams are gonna be European strong lads facing against each other in this very bracket. 2slimey exams and No Idea. They were originally meant to face each other at 2 a.m., but this was rescheduled to be at this very hour, so everyone's going to be from the UK, albeit the only outlier here is Klobuk, who's going to be one of our few Polish players in this tournament. So once again, I am your host, Epic Manster, and joining alongside me for this match is going to be none other than Burgerdog. Hello.
Hi, my name is Burgerdog. Yeah, seeing these players and seeing all of them coming from roughly the same region, except for the one Polish, is a really exciting experience, honestly. It's almost as if, like, an internal fight is happening. I'm really excited to see how this turns out. Honestly, this is going to be pretty exciting, and we'll see if the Polish player is better than all of the other British people.
Yeah, definitely one thing we'll have to see for sure. So, as we see, both these teams do have a little bit of history when it comes to, tournament play, or at least the likes of Team Momentum, or aka Spaniard, who's been in basically any other tournament for years on end, being perhaps one of the United Kingdom's strongest long-note players. As for 2slimey exams, we have upcoming players such as GH and also Abyss Zero, who has recently gone into the MWC team for the United Kingdom and has been proving their worth when it comes to a variety of really hard rice maps, potentially even able to overtake the likes of Tang on them. Whereas for the side of No Idea, Klobuk has been a strong Polish player when it comes to rice alone, having played through technically a tech tournament and also taking down just about every single name throughout it until the very end as well. So this is going to be a relatively strong team, and 2slimey exams, especially going off of their qualifier results, they're going to have to deal with quite a bit of a beast of a team here.
Yeah, these seed displacements really show how much 2slimey is going to have to lock in to be able to pull through for a win here. Seed 14 versus seed 51. That doesn't seem too hopeful on their end, but all again, we can see some exciting matches here, and there might be some surprises for who's better than the other.
Yeah, absolutely. As we see the rolls being done outright, it does look like 2slimey exams are barely going to inch out their victory on the rolls with a 29 over the 18 that No Idea has gotten. So I guess from here, we're going to have to see whether they will make the decision as to if they will protect or ban first, but they still have the luxury of the first pick in the entire match regardless.
Yep. That's definitely true. And as you were saying before, with these really strong rice players, they might be going for either a ban of an LN or a rice protection. We could definitely see some back and forth banter between them. If one of the teams is very strong in the rice section, then the other team might be able to pull through with the LNs especially.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely think that could be one of the dynamics we could potentially see of this match alone, considering for the fact that 2slimey exams is not inherently as flexible as No Idea is due to the skill cap alone of GH, for example. So I'm assuming that for 2slimey exams, it's going to have to be Abyss trying to carry the good majority of the plays that will be by the team alone. And particularly surprised if they were to ban out a hybrid or an Ellen map as well, concerned for how the fact that Abyss is still trying to learn these, and the fact that they have someone like Spaniard dude on the side of No Idea, it does make things all the more difficult for them to be able to try and at least snag points on picks that they may not inherently be as comfortable on.
Yeah, that is true. We see 2slimey going for a ban first, probably to just get it out of the way and show the other team what they don't want them playing. Although that will also show them what the other team does want to play to be able to get that upper hand on them. And yeah, so they're protecting Polyrhythm as a first map. That's a more technical LN map over here. So we can
Yeah,
definitely see that the LN is strong.
Yeah, exactly. I would have expected for them to try and protect the likes of Polyrhythm just because arguably that is the most discomforting Ellen map in the entire map pool that we have here. And especially if they want to try and exploit that of 2slimey's exams to try and really force some picks that they're going to find disadvantageous to themselves. I think Polyrhythm makes the most sense to bring out here.
Yeah, definitely. These technical LN patterns, sorry, are definitely something that's not easy to pick up, not something that's easy to just get on the fly. It's something that you really need to take care of to really just understand those patterns and ratio them while also keeping a good accuracy and combo. We see 2slimey banning, or sorry, not banning, protecting RC2, which is this Gojira. Also, the jump stream, hand stream with some core jack bursts and some jump trails. So, what's the crime?
I believe that's LN1.
Yeah, so Dear My Memories is gonna be the first ban of the match right here. Yeah, we definitely see that 2slimey is not gonna be as confident in these LN picks. So we're probably gonna see a big difference in the LN picks, and also if for a future reference, maybe the rice will be much closer.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, there is only really one way to be able to see everything flesh out once we get these real picks underway, considering for the fact that I know for a fact that Abyss can definitely tackle the likes of No Idea, both Clubbuck and Ting, depending on who's going to be playing the Rice Match, because it's basically just really easy to just be interchangeable with that team in particular on these Rice maps. It does look like Rice is going to be getting the ban from the side of No Idea, though. So she who mars the skin of gods, that makes the most, I think that makes sense to be banned out just because of the fact that Abyss Zero can definitely act a lot of these really odd patterns that are present within that map alone, especially the anchors and just overall these various bursts that you get on top of a song that basically just never lets you know its next move on top of that.
Yeah, that map is definitely very technical. There's a lot of different pattern changes. Shoegazer is an amazing mapper, in my opinion, and that's one of his good works. The song is amazing, but sadly we won't be able to see it this match with a ban. We're gonna have the first pick coming from 2slimey's team, and I'm gonna be assuming it's something along the lines of RC4, RC5, maybe even RC1. But I don't think they'd go for a protect right off the bat.
Yeah, I definitely think that when it comes to the likes of 2slimey exams, assuming we're going to have Abyss play for a good majority of these maps. Okay, they're going Rice 2. I was about to say that Rice 4 could have been an okay option, but I would assume that they'd want to leave for No Idea to pick into that instead, just because of the fact that when it comes to 2slimey exams, Abyss is somewhat better when it comes to these more physical patterns, as opposed to, like, trying to go for, like, maps that are a lot lighter, especially if Friends Under Coils being the lightest map, arguably, in the entire map pool here. So this is going to be a bit of an interesting start to the match, I must say. Hopefully no one collapses.
Galaxy collapse? Anyways. Yeah, no, this map, this Gojira map is probably one of the most interesting for me, at least. There's a lot of jump throw, but there's also some core jack bursts and some jump throw bursts, which can catch the player off guard, especially that handstream burst near the end. Fun fact, I've actually seen Gojira in concert. But this song and this map are really well made, and I am really excited to see how this plays out.
Yeah, indeed. This map is one of the longest maps we have in the entire map pool as well. So definitely something that has to be taken notice of by all players involved in this match alone, as I'm assuming for this one, we're going to be seeing Spanner Dude, aka Ting Momentum, playing against the likes of Abyss Zero on this one. So going to be seeing some friendly fire over here in London. As once again, the Good Luck Have Fun has been sent out by Dragon, and I assume things should be underway with this map now.
Surely. They're probably yelling at each other from house to house, you know, seeing how they're both in London, because that's how it works.
Yeah, potentially. I mean, they're all in a voice chat together, so I can't inherently hear what exactly is going on right this very instant, but I would assume that they're all having fun, probably. I mean, hopefully they are.
Yep. Hopefully. All right, we're starting off the match here. We see it's going very interchangeably. Both of them are holding a pretty same ratio actually. It's not even that far. These jump streams are pretty easy to ratio in the beginning with a lot of outwards trills really. And those outwards trills can mess up ratio, mess up for combo, and mess up your accuracy. But these players seem to be breezing through them really fine, showing their like excellence in the rice category, especially in these type of patterns.
Absolutely. You definitely hit the nail on the head there when it comes to this type of analogy, Burgerdog. When it comes to the United Kingdom in general, a lot of players that I have seen overall are usually the strongest when it comes to Rice. And the United Kingdom is basically renowned for their best players being absolute monsters within Rice. Not only just in physicality, but also ratio. So we can definitely see that going past the first quarter of the map where we have this more halftime section. You have a lot of these double blasts coming out from the kicks here as well, but Spanadude is doing really well to be able to keep on top of the accuracy on that. But Abyss Zero is doing a really good job equally to ensure that things are not too far apart, just in order to suit a gap together, or at least get close by to doing it going into this next hand stream section.
Yeah, I agree. We do see that Spanadude is able to pull a little bit of a lead over Abyss, showing that his ratio might be a little bit better. But all in all, we're only halfway through the map. There's a lot of time left for Abyss to come back, and there's a lot more patterning. The dense hamstring part still hasn't come yet, and these jump trill bursts are really easy to ratio and might give Abyss an upper hand on that ratio portion to be able to get a score above Spanadude.
Yeah, absolutely. And going into the next halftime section, we still have a lot of these court jack jump scares that are being thrown out in the map itself. I think when it comes to a map like Esoteric Surgery alone, especially from the likes of Puxtu, who is, like I mentioned in the past, a fairly OG mapper in this type of stuff, there is a lot of pattern jump scares that this map basically throws at everyone. So when it comes to this map alone, especially in the very first real round of the tournament, it's just scary that everyone has to really have a watch over their nerves to ensure that, you know, they're able to play for every single pattern. Because the minute that we have some of these pattern jump scares come along, everyone just like fumbles. But somehow both of these players are still doing really good. It's just really minor indiscrepancies one side of Abyss that's basically plummeting them down into that abyss, making it zero. Almost.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Yeah, okay,
no,
that's my analogy. Whoops. Okay.
Yeah, no, but we also saw earlier how just shocked Epic Man 2 was at the skill of these players with his little bit of a stutter there. Honestly, that's valid. These players are going amazing on this map. Those handstream bursts were nothing for these players. They just breezed through them. It's almost as if like they just have all the skill in the world to be able to just dump their skill onto these maps. The ratios are pretty close. Their scores are also pretty close, and there might be a chance for it to come back in case Spanadude misses. But coming up to the end of the map, I think the win is going to be in No Idea's favor.
Yeah, from the looks of it, this section of the map basically just spells out that the map itself is over. There's no intensity left. All there is just a ratio, just 1-2 patterns until you have that final fail at the end. And that will do it for our first pick. A near 998k score from the side of Ting Momentum. A V1SS and 156 perfects. That's almost 100 perfects under what Abyss got. How?
Yeah, that 100 perfect difference, and the fact that Abyss got 5 greats, but still amazing score from Abyss with a 995,000. That's nothing to be scoffed at. But honestly, Spanadude just pulled through and got the better score in the end, which gave him the win.
Yeah, absolutely. It's definitely quite an insane case, but oh dear lord, it does look like both protects are being thrown out immediately. Ellen Free is going to be the next in line to be thrown out. It's Polyrhythm getting thrown out already. Yeah, I was waiting for the car horn.
I was waiting for the car horn to play. I thought that was the preview point.
Yeah, it is the preview point. It literally just like plays like on repeat, and you can never escape it unless you just like go on to another map. It's funny.
Or play the map. But yeah, Polyrhythm is actually a really good song. I personally like it a lot. The LNs in this map are really amazing in my opinion. I enjoy how they took something that is really unorthodox in some musical cases, and they made it in a way orthodox in a orthodoxical tech for LN in the 2slimey editor.
Yeah. I think a thing with, like, you know, a variety of mappers that we have mapping for this tournament is that because I decided to allow some extra freedom when it comes to not only song choice, but also the mappers to just do whatever they want, that's going to allow for even more insane, like, situations in the actual matches themselves. So, especially with a map like Polyrhythm, for example, this is a song, and the fact that you're turning it into LN tech, of all things, is really going to shake the battlefield and just make everything so much more difficult for everyone, as it does look like we're going to be seeing a swap out for the side of 2slimey exams. We're going to be seeing GH playing this map.
Next UK Prodigy, allegedly.
Allegedly.
Yeah, so we see Spanner Dude going against GH. We saw Spanner Dude have an amazing score on the Gojira map with that. It's mainly jump stream Rice. We don't really know how he's gonna perform on an LN technical map, but hopefully he's able to have the same performance. And GH also having a good ratio and good performance as well.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot that has to be in demand for a pick like this. For example, I think for one thing, yeah. So let's see here. I think for one, I definitely think that when it comes to the actual qualifiers, we weren't really able to garner much information about how GH does when it comes to a variety of these maps, considering for the fact that the qualifiers was basically an absolute bloodbath between all the best players that we had in the world. So, but from what we can see here, the accuracy from GH is still looking quite okay. Like, still within S-rank range. It's just really trying to make sure that you're on top of all these staggered releases that just really throw off so many of these upcoming players at first.
Yeah, even without the LN, some of these patterns are really tricky with the way they make your fingers move outwards toward the outer columns, which are really uncomfortable. And we see GH having a lot of misses. This section does seem to be difficult for him, but we see Spanner Dude just breezing through them, just like he did with Gojira. Honestly, Spanner might be a more balanced player, and which might help his team more than 2slimey.
Yeah, this is what I've been saying. Like, when it comes to 2slimey exams, I think one of their main weaknesses that they are prone to, and are probably going to be prone to throughout the remainder of this tournament, for however long they may last for, is that a lot of the time they often have like struggles when it comes to the actual like maps that are not really just within the Rice category, because I know for a fact that Abyss Zero is definitely one of the few players that can definitely tackle Ting Momentum on a variety of Rice maps, especially in this round. Is just really like trying to keep the balance and see whether you can at least try and tackle them on anything outside the Rice category, because at that point you're pretty much gonna have to think outside the box, really.
Yeah, having to make picks that you're confident in winning when they have a player such as Spanner Dude is really difficult, honestly, for a captain and his teammate. But yeah, hopefully 2slimey is able to pull through, and we see this break coming here. GH is able to bring his accuracy up a little bit, and we see another build-up coming into the more polyrhythm part of the song, which is way more technical. Hopefully GH will be able to pull through with a better performance.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we still have to see, because considering for the fact that it's going to be really hard to recover the score as it currently is right now, considering that we've just breached beyond the 60,000 score mark and it's still pushing almost to 80, while we still have so many of these graces and flams being thrown in for the LNs. Just imagine it as if you're just playing coordination, but each note that you would usually have represented by a jump almost all the time is represented with LNs and staggered releases on top of that as well. Some of these embedded jacks, reverse shields, and everything, they're all here, and GH is just collapsing on a variety. There's pretty much no going back from here. The map's basically already almost done. As Spanner Dude is going to be taking this one by a really objective statement.
Yeah, 100,000 difference is not something that's able to came back from, especially in this stage of the map. And we see Spanner Dude, we don't see Spanner Dude or GH anymore, but with his freeze frame, wow, we do see Spanner Dude keeping that high 98. Oh, and we're back.
Hello. Okay,
oh, and we're gone.
And we can't see them. And now we can.
Oh. Anyways, yeah, Spanner Dude seems to be doing really well today, or maybe this is just his skill as a player. I haven't really studied him, but that's just such a beautiful score, especially on a map such like Polyrhythm. I'm waiting for it. There it is.
There we go. I was waiting for that.
Me too.
Bro, we
Alright.
all was like waiting for that.
Yeah. But we do see a 994 with only 284 perfects and 1 great from Spanner, dude. That is an insane score. That is not something to definitely not something to be scoffed at. And 2799 Rainbow Perfects, 1 away from 2800, which would have been pretty cool.
Absolutely. Just another strong score just another really strong showing from the likes of Ting, as this is going to be a nearly 1 SS score on the likes of Polyrhythm. Probably one of the best scores that we've seen on the map this weekend, which is actually kind of messed up to think about or to just put into perspective, as it's going to be the likes of 2slimey Exams making the next decision on the board. I wouldn't be particularly surprised if they were to go for some like Rise 5, considering that this is the next most straightforward map, the map pool, and I'm not sure whether they want to throw out Man of the Year just yet, even though I definitely think that they could.
Yeah, no, I'm probably guessing Rice 5 for my guess. And also, going back to your score on your comment on the Polyrhythm score, that's an amazing score. I'm honestly excited to see some of the much better players see what they get. Ready for the Nepogen 1 mil and the Hello Sun 999,000.
Oh,
but,
yeah, of course. You always gotta brace yourself when it comes to those.
Yep, those people just blazing through those maps and just not a care in the world for anything below a Rainbow Perfect. But yeah, we see a little bit of a delay for this pick. It's gonna be Rice 5, yeah. I'm calling it.
Yeah, it's definitely Rice 5. There's no way. It's either Rice 5 or Rice 6, considering that they're both of average length, but Rise 5 is like the most conventional map that we have in this entire map pool, like without any special gimmick besides from being the shortest. Oh! And as I call it out, we are right. It is Rise 5, right on time.
Give me my $100. I bet on that. Anyways, we do see Rise 5. As a player myself, this was probably one of my best maps. This map is really fun. The map is really flowy, and the mini jacks are really easy to hit, especially with the way they just go well with all of the other speed and stream parts. I think we're gonna see that Abyss is gonna go up against Clobuck. We haven't seen Clobuck play yet, and we might be able to see Abyss pull through, as Spanner might be the better player.
Yeah, indeed. I mean, definitely makes the most sense for Clobuck to fill in for this map, considering that, once again, we still function or run by the rule where players cannot exceed having played 3 maps in a row in a single match, to at least allow for both players to play their picks in this round alone. So definitely makes the most sense that Clobuck would turn up for this pick in particular, considering the fact that they are one of the strongest players that we have seen play on some of the Rice qualifiers from earlier on. So yeah, especially get top seeding on the likes of stage 2 from earlier, which was the harder technical Rice dump qualifier. That definitely sends waves that 2slimey Exams definitely have a lot of homework to do when it comes to playing these Rice maps, or at least trying to grind them, because perhaps that could be their only option, but they can definitely take that with enough potential.
100%. Yeah, we do see Clobuck and Abyss going against each other, as I've already stated, and as the match starts, we're gonna see some of the ratio going on, and this song is honestly pretty good, so it's gonna be a nice match to watch, and hopefully we see a very close match. Everybody loves to see that.
Oh yeah, it's whenever it comes to a tournament, the one thing you always need is a close match. I mean, they only really start coming around until like later in the tournament for pretty obvious reasons.
Yeah.
Even in this round, like, it would be pretty interesting to see some of these come about. I'm not sure if that can be the case with this one, but well, I'm open to be proven wrong as usual.
Definitely. We see both of these players holding a pretty much MFC on these Rice stream bursts, but we do see that Abyss was able to do a little bit better on the way beginning, where he was able to pull through with the, and we see a drop. That might be fatal with the skill of Clobuck. But anything can happen. Maybe Clobuck has his own. Oh my god, we have a trade already.
Oh, no way, bro. This is like the shortest map of the entire map. But the fact that we're getting misses on this one literally is sending shivers. Bro, there's not even much difficulty in the map remaining besides from just one course, and that doesn't even last for very long either. Just only about 30 seconds that both of these players have to try and act for everything and get the best score that they can. If they get thrown off here, then this is going to really damage their chances of being able to take it. But Abyss Zero is here getting about 2,000, pushing 3,000 of a score to be able to ensure that they have it all intact. Clubbox doing what they can to try and ensure that they can recover the accuracy, but things are looking a little dire for them as it all just comes down to one miss from the side of Abyss. If it does come down to happening here, it has to happen now. There's no way.
Yeah, no, Abyss seems to be going at this strong. He is showing that even with a miss, when someone trades with him, that they should not back down no matter what. He pulls through with the win, even though he missed first with a higher combo and a higher ratio. 70 perfects is insane.
Oh, it's the one bad from Clubbox as well. Oh,
that one bad, oh my god.
That is why the scores are a lot more separated here. But even if it wasn't for that one bad, this would have been way too close for comfort either way for either side. Like if it wasn't for that one bad, it probably would have just been about, like, I want to say under 500 points for Abyss to really take this map, considering for the fact that this is one of the most straightforward picks we had, and there's only really just 12 perfects that separate the two on that one as well.
Yep, and as we see here, there's definitely not going to be a sweep, so 2slimey has that chance. They see the opportunity, and just to see if they can grasp it and hold on to it to pull through with a win. We see LN2 being picked here. That's a pretty interesting map to pick. That's what, like roughly LN streams, some LN density?
Yeah, it's basically the closest you can get to picking LN1 in this round without picking it because, well, it's been banned.
You mean Crying Woman?
Yeah, Crying Woman.
Anyways, we see GH back on the field against Spanner, dude.
Oh, dear lord. Alright,
yeah.
So, not picking Crying Woman, they are going to be picking Cat Girl instead. Surely.
Alright. Which is better, guys? Crying Woman or Cat Girl?
I think people would prefer Cat Girl because they're cute.
Oh, that's
Crying
true.
Women aren't.
That's true. Crying Woman's good.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah, Spanner Dude and GH back on the field together. GH is gonna have that comeback. I swear he's gonna have the comeback. Nepogen will consume GH's soul and get him the win against Spanner Dude.
Imagine. Imagine. That would be some crazy lore drop if it actually was to happen in this tournament, bro.
That's very true. But yeah, all in all...
Oh,
it was? Oh. Anyways, with Spanner Dude, GH, these are fun matches to watch. Even though usually, or from what we've seen, it's usually Spanner Dude winning from a pretty big margin. It is sometimes fun to see the discrepancy between a player who dedicates a lot of time to the game between someone who might be relatively new, and you can just see how much a person can improve just between these two players.
Absolutely, and this is definitely something we can really see going into a match like this. GH is going to be coming in with the earliest possible nastiest drops you can get on a map like this, and that's going to really damage their chances of being able to take this point, considering for the fact that Ting Momentum is already in the lead by 20,000 points, give or take. So this is going to be hard to recover unless he also misses somewhere or fumbles on some random pattern. Maybe one of these more one-hand biased patterns that we got in the map, but we
do see someone struggling on them.
Oh, yeah?
There's definitely someone struggling on these one-hand patterns, but that's okay. He has the opportunity to come back in case Spanner Dude has a seizure. But we do see Spanner Dude with an amazing ratio, 99.9, and keeping that full combo is pretty impressive with this kind of map. These releases are not on the same snaps, which does give a little bit of a discrepancy for ratio especially. We see GH struggling, but he is keeping that 96, which is way better than the 94 he was holding at the beginning. A 70, oh my god, a 70,000 coming up into an 80,000 score difference. And GH just keeps dropping. And Spanner Dude just keeps that ratio and combo, which is insanely impressive for a map with these dense LNs that are this fast.
Bro, that's crazy. The score just keeps going up. It's just really hard to recover, and it just progressively gets worse as Ting Momentum is just breezing through many of these patterns without much difficulty, not even taking a single slash to the cheek or even a single cut to the nose even. It's literally just like, you just go through these patterns or you don't, and GH is the one suffering, just going under that 96% accuracy, just going through a lot of these patterns. There isn't really much they can do at this point, unfortunately, besides from having to, unfortunately, take the loss, because there's way too much that would need to be recovered on this map alone.
Yeah, there's really no possible way for him to win. Not even if Spanner Dude stopped playing the game and GH somehow MFC the rest of the map. But this is a fun map to watch due to what I said earlier with the discrepancy between players. It is very interesting to look at, especially in a tournament like this with some of the top players. And we see GS is able to pull off the min 95 and Spanner Dude with a 99.7 885. That's only 5 points more than what he got on the Gojira map.
Only 5 more than what bro got on Esoteric Surgery. How? Freaking 99 on that, dude. What? Bro, this guy is on everything, I swear.
Hey, this guy if Spanner Dude took his 7 and put it to the second or the first 100th digit, they'd be pretty close.
Exactly.
Just gotta do a little bit of that.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyways, we do see a 3-1, and it is back to 2slimey's pick. I think we all know they're probably gonna pick something Rice-oriented, maybe Rice 4, because Rice 4 is really, honestly, similar to Rice 5. After Rice 3 was picked, Rice 3 and Rice 4 are pretty similar to each other from what I've played, with their technical patterns and anchors and trills. But in all, I think that they're definitely going to pick Rice, and it's either going to be Rice 4 or Rice 6. I don't know how well these players are for a map like Rice 1. So, we'll just see.
I mean, Rice 1 is arguably, like, somewhat more physical as opposed to Rice 4, where it's, like, just more striking minimalism within patterning alone. So, Lilac Slumber, I would say, would have to be a stronger option for 2slime exams compared to Friends Under Coils, but it does look like they're going to be going Rice 4 anyways. Congratulations, you called it.
Where's my money? Anyways.
Your money is literally behind you, bro.
Oh, really? Oh.
Made you look.
Oh, it says gullible on the ceiling.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
Ah! Bro!
Made you look. Anyways, this song is really cool. It's a pretty jazzy song, and the trills and the the instrumental dump used in this map are really interesting to play and to look at. It's quite a beautiful map. And the Flashbulb is one of those artists that I truly enjoy as a music listener. So, Abyss versus Spanner Dude, we're seeing flashbacks to Rice 1. Will Abyss be able to pull through and get his revenge for Esoteric Surgery?
I mean, surely we have to see it one way or another. The options are slowly running out on the Rice maps for the likes of 2slimey exams to be able to capitalize off of. So, if anything, we're going to have to see them try and at least ambush their way to try and win some more of these Rice picks, because they managed to eke it out barely on Rice 5 from earlier, and that was like one of the shortest Rice maps we had on top of that. So if they can potentially take the likes of Friends Under Coils, then this is going to at least alleviate the pain that they may be going through. But at the same time, it's going to be really hard to discern how well this can go when you don't really have much information about how Abyss can do on even the lightest of maps, I'd say. Or at least from my own perspective.
That's true, definitely. But as we saw from Abyss, with his trill usage for Gojira, his trills weren't bad. It's just Spanner was we see a switch, maybe? From Spanner to Klobuk against Abyss. I think Klobuk is going for that revenge back to Abyss, where they both missed, but Klobuk lost. Maybe he's a little salty. Who knows?
I mean, honestly, I think it makes sense for Klobuk to slot in for this map as well, just considering for the fact that there is the rule about, how you have to swap your teams. So I could definitely see Klobuk doing that just to save grace for the likes of Ting to be able to play on a lot more of these maps and just to, savor certain options that may come in handy for a match like this where, you're running out of all the Rice picks. So you're going to need to try and at least brute force your way on at least getting your other player to utilize these picks that are in the advantage of your opposing team to the best of their possibilities, and then use Ting, bring him out for when it comes to even things like the hybrids, for example. Just like literally break the chains off of him, break the shackles, and let the tank feel his momentum, really.
Definitely. Yeah, and with Abyss not having a strong LN and Klobuk not even doing bad in LN in the first place, that switching mentality is actually pretty good for their discrepancies. To give good wins on the LNs and maybe have a win on the Rice, which is not guaranteed, which is way better than getting all the wins on Rice, but also with the LN being a lot more of a jeopardy. But we do see that Klobuk is able to pull through a little bit after Abyss. I'm pretty sure got a great.
Oh yeah, wait, no, you're right. I think there was a great earlier in this map. That explains why there's just about 1,000 points in the favor of Klobuk for the time being. But at the same time, it's a really slim lead. This is basically as thin as paper. Not going to really mean anything for a while unless we see a miss come out from either of these players, which, especially in a map like this, it's the worst thing you can possibly imagine with how little notes there are really to just utilize in a map like this. Even when in this section it's at peak density because of all the handstream bursts that you have, but it's only from the final third onwards that you just barely have anything. You just have, you know, this kind of guitar solo that goes on the background over basically nothing but ambience.
And that ambience is truly beautiful. It really gives a good feeling about a break when you're having some see these dumps coming in. Sometimes they could be a little shocking, but due to the fact that they're so in tune with the music, that it's really not that hard to really figure out when you're playing, even on a sight read.
Yeah, absolutely. Even while the calm is there, the storm is also right here as we have the final pattern rain down. Watch those trails. Do not falter, and you basically got the job done.
Those are beautiful trails. 998,000 coming from Klobuk over here. 35 perfects. That is an insane score. Sub 50. But we do see that there was a little bit of a discrepancy with a 21 difference in perfects, but Abyss pulling through with 2 of the more greats. But even then, a 995,000 is not a bad score at all. It's just the fact that Klobuk had a better one.
Exactly. These scores are good. It just basically tells me I should have raised the OD of this map to 9.5 because why are people still doing good on this? Like, mate, what are you doing? Oh, okay.
All right,
no
so
ideas pick next.
round of 32, every map is OD10, guys. Watch out.
I genuinely want to do that as well. Oh no.
The song that sounds the same for a good 3 minutes straight.
Well, yeah, it sounds the same for a good 3 minutes, but there's a reason why this is probably one of the scariest picks in the Rice pool alone. And it's just because of one very specific pattern.
Anchors. The Anchors of Doom.
The freaking, like,
what are they,
60,
like, 20-something?
Yeah.
Oh, 60?
I think it's 60. I don't know. I don't
Holy
remember
shit.
off the top of my head, but it's, like, actually just mental having to play that for such a long time. It's definitely the one point in the map where it's like, oh my god, you have to watch everyone and just keep your eyes so dialed into the playfield. Just try and make sure no one even goes off by a single millisecond from the accuracy that they're meant to hit, because the minute that they do, all hell breaks loose. That's something you don't want to lose on this map where you literally have nothing to lose even.
Exactly. With players like Abyss and Spanner, dude, anything can mess up a score. Anything can give you a loss with this skill level. And those anchors might just provide the little boost that the other player needs to go above, even if they're losing. Little funny thing, when I first saw this map, I thought the background was Kendrick Lamar.
Bruh. This guy is not like us. I'm sorry.
Oh. Yup. Not like us. Oh my god. He did meet the Grams.
That's why he's in Euphoria right now. But anyways, okay. Fire writing .gif. I'm not pronouncing it the actual way that Bill Gates does it because he's just silly.
Bill Gates. Anyways, we're coming up with a map here with some technical streams. The ratios are really good. I think that Spanner dude pulled off with a little bit of a great earlier with a 99.87, but the lead is barely there. Any little mishap from Abyss's side can just make it go back and forth, honestly. I'm really excited to see how both of these players pull through with the anchors. Oh, and we see that their scores are going between each other, and the anchor port has commenced.
No.
The first of 4.
Come on. I see the
Oh.
perfect bleeding
Oh,
from
I see the
this.
perfects. I see the perfects.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh my god, but he was able to still pull through, and they're still going back into 4th, which is much better than him getting 5 misses and never being able to play again.
Of course, that's like literally the one saving grace for the likes of Abyss, and the fact that he's able to equalize on Rice with the likes of Ting, even at this stage. It's just that, you know, even when it comes to like all these patterns, it's just so RNG to be able to discern who actually has an advantage. Like, you just have a lot of these really jump stream oriented dumps here and there. But I think that might have been a little slip up from the side of Ting as we go into yet another one of these little anchors.
Another one. Oh, it's left-handed this time.
Watch the board. Watch the board.
Oh,
Don't
oh, the perfects. Oh my god, he got a series of 3 or 4 perfects. Maybe 6 or 7. Anyways, we see we're going back into the technical streams here. They're both holding almost the exact same accuracy. This is such a close match. These anchors aren't even really hurting these players that much as we've been seeing. It just really comes down to who is going to get those more perfects, who is going to get that great, and who is going to get the loss, and maybe the win. I sound like an owl.
It's just so hard to even tell what's even going on because everyone's just doing so well. You just have a lot of these patterns, and then you go back into the jack again. Watch the notes.
Perfect on the left.
There's perfect on the left. Okay, that's near AP from the side of Abyss. As we go back into the swing of things, the scoreline has not visibly changed.
It is so close,
bro. Only
These
one
2 players are so close. Oh my gosh.
Oh my God.
We are so close to the end. Honestly, I'm rooting for Abyss. I'd like to see more. Honestly. They have the exact same accuracy. Oh my god. Oh, there was a good on Abyss's side. There's a 200.
Oh, no.
He got a 200.
No
that
way.
might be the knife in the back. The last anchor. The last anchor.
Final anchor. Final anchor. Spin the win. Spin the win. It's not enough!
And we see Spinner Dude pulling up, getting the win against Abyss with a 996 to a 995. Oh my god, if Abyss didn't get those 2 goods, he would have actually almost dominated Spanner with this compared to the score difference that they got here. But all in all, amazing play from both No Idea and 2slimey. We see performance from GH and Abyss against Spanner Dude and Klobuck. Beautiful matches. That last match was amazing, super close, almost felt like a tiebreaker due to how close it was and how enticing it was. But in the end, 5-1, No Idea wins.
Even No Idea has no idea how they won, but we are here. 5-1 in the favor of No Idea, managing to eke it out. Even while losing on just one rice map, this one was so close that even any of the rice maps could have fallen into the favor of 2slimey exams. It's just really that I think had it been for the team consistency on the side of 2slimey exams, there could have been a lot more fighting potential on that side and just really allow things to really flourish as well for them as it should have been in retrospective or, you know, on paper. But unfortunately, today is not today, as No Idea will be advancing into the round of 32 winners bracket. And they will be facing, I have no idea. Okay, it's going to be between Takas, the Peepsash, Boom, or Team Yippee. We'll just have to see whoever, like, wins that match, because that's going to be on Monday. Like, at the very end of Monday, for some reason.
Taco versus...
Yeah, Taco's the Peepsash versus Team Yippee. Taco's the Peepsash is Snow and Darkichizer, and then Team Yippee is Asuma Toki and Era Medium Kek.
That's
so
scary.
some funny rosters either way. Kind of insane to see them like in this part of the bracket, and they're gonna have to face the likes of Ting this early as well.
That is true. All right, guys. My name is Burgerdog. If you want to see me again, I'll be back at UTC 1930. Stay tuned.
Yeah, thank you all so much for joining in this match once again. His name was Burgerdog. My name is Epic 2. We will catch you all later today for some more Abstraction Cup goodness. So we hope to see you all tune in then. Thank you all so much for watching. Like and subscribe. We'll catch you in the next episode. See you later.